Hi guys! So today is actually my off day. As some of you may know, I work in the private education sector. I'm usually working on the weekends. So during the weekdays, we actually have 2 out of the 5 weekdays that we don't go into the company, we don't go into office. And today is actually one of the days. But also, today coincidentally is also a very unique situation because we are still meeting up, but not at the office. We are going to go to a hotel to actually have a Lunar New Year / reunion kind of a celebration. And then after which we're kind of free and easy. So after the Lunar New Year company lunch / tea, what I will be doing is I will be going to Orchard, the town area. I'm going to meet my husband, Ian, and we're going to do a little bit of shopping just in time for Valentine's Day. We're going to do a little bit of luxury shopping, right? So as some of you may know, I'm not exactly a luxury brand kind of girl. I guess, the most expensive thing that I actually have or actually own is this YSL wallet that is quite big. So I don't usually carry that around because I think it's a little bit too cumbersome, and at the same time it's expensive, so I don't usually carry that around. So the thing that I probably use the most, and I wouldn't even call it luxury brand, perhaps high-end brand, Coach. I have this used to death, worn to death sling bag of sorts that I carry around, and I bought since I was in exchange around 4 years ago. Yeah, in the US. So it was a Coach bag. So that's like probably the only fancy item that I usually carry around with me. And I thought, since we've been working so hard, Ian and I have been working so hard, I thought that it would be great to perhaps reward ourselves with a little bit of luxury brand items. And because this is really the first time that I'm actually going to be officially shopping for luxury brand, I thought it would be nice to perhaps share the experience with you, and then perhaps that would perhaps give you a little bit of insight into what kind of luxury brand items to get. So that would be exciting. I probably will be looking at Louis Vuitton, looking at Dior and Chanel. These three brands are currently like the ones that I seem perhaps most keen on. So I'll take a look at those. And I've done a little bit of research on what kind of bags I want. But then again, it's probably going to be a little bit different when I see them in person. So I can't wait. I'm very, very excited. And yeah, so I will definitely be documenting that whole experience. Okay, so the current situation in my room right now is like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna get dressed, did a little bit of my makeup, and then after which I'm gonna head out. So in case you're wondering like what is going on here, I actually did like a little bit of workout early in the morning, and I'm gonna pack up, kind of make the bed because the bed is, oh my goodness, what's happening. Alright, so I have cleaned up my area already, so I will be heading out now. This is my Coach bag that I was referring to, that I'm going to bring it around, and yep. So it has been quite a few days since I actually filmed the vlog style video earlier on, and I finally had the time to really sit down and share with all of you my shopping experience as well as what I purchased, which is the Louis Vuitton bag. So basically what happened during the shopping experience was that I went to some of these shops alone at first while waiting for my husband to get back from work. When I went in, it was super intimidating because the sales associates were very well dressed. The clients and the customers, they were very well dressed as well. Okay, a lot of them have like their Louis Vuitton, the Chanel bags, designer outfits and whatnot. So they all look very atas. And I'm just there walking around in my jeans and my Coach bag. So it was a little bit intimidating, but thankfully when my husband came, I felt that the intimidating factor kind of went down a little bit and I was able to shop a little bit more freely. And after looking around, we actually came to the final conclusion to get a Louis Vuitton bag. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with you. So without further ado, let me just go into the specifics of this bag. I haven't really got the time to really open this bag ever since I bought it because I was so busy. So let me open it together with all of you. So Louis Vuitton bag. So this is the case like this, where you open it and then you actually have like a dust bag of sorts. So the dust bag has Louis Vuitton on it, and then you open the dust bag and ta-da! It's so pretty. The Elma baby bag, so gorgeous. Okay, very pretty. So this one over here, I got my initial E hot stamped on this tag, which you can do so when you purchase this bag. So this is the Elma baby bag Damia. It looks like this, and you can open it like that, right? And as you open it, there is a strap, so you can kind of use this as like a shoulder strap. There is a lock. It's in this little small box over here. I would say the box, not many people use it. It's usually used more for decoration purposes. And the interior is what gets me. It's so pretty. It's my favorite color, red. So that is also the reason why I chose this bag actually, because when I was shopping at Louis Vuitton, there was another bag that caught my eye, which is called the new Elma BB, and it's relatively new. It just came out very recently, and I was eyeing the Noir monogram print. I believe that's what it's called, the new Elma BB print, monogram print material in Noir, which is like black color. So that one and this one was the one that I was debating. What really got me to choosing this was firstly because of this being a classic, and it has been around for quite some time. Another reason is really because of the interior, because the new Elma BB, the one that I saw, the interior is tan in color. So even though my husband says that that particular bag looks better on me, I really felt that this one was it because I really like the interior. Also, it is actually much more affordable as compared with the new Elma BB, because that one is like 1,000 Singapore dollars more. And I thought, since this is my first luxury brand purchase, I want it to be something that I would say, yes, luxury brands are expensive, we all know that, but I don't want it to be so expensive that it breaks the bank, you know. So this is why I chose this bag over the other one. Some of you may be wondering, right, why did I suddenly want to purchase like a luxury brand bag? You know, what is the reason for it, and what is the why, or how did I actually finally made a decision to get this bag? So one of the reasons why I wanted to get this bag, or wanted to get a luxury brand bag, was because firstly, I don't own any. The closest thing I actually have is my Coach bag, and my Coach bag, it's not really a luxury brand. Okay, not to diss anybody who loves Coach bags. I think Coach bags are very durable, and they are very affordable, so they are really worth it. But at the same time, I really wanted to reward myself because Valentine's Day is coming, and since I worked so hard and Valentine's Day is coming, why not I reward myself with a luxury brand bag? So that is also the reason. The closest thing I would say that I have for a luxury brand item is really my YSL wallet, which I mentioned earlier. It's about this big, but it's too huge, and I don't usually carry it around. So it is basically like a white elephant. Another particular small leather good item that I own is actually my Prada wallet, which was gifted to me by my husband 2 years ago during my birthday, and it's really smaller than a YSL, but I use it more because I believe that it is more compact and it's easier to store in my bag as well. So that is the reason why I use the Prada wallet much more than my YSL wallet. So yeah, these are really the only items that I own for a luxury brand. And so I decided that, you know, yeah, I should reward myself and get something. Before I actually purchased this bag, I, of course, am the kind of person that need to do some kind of research. Right? Research to me is very important, especially since I'm going to be investing, or rather putting in like more than $1,000 into a bag. I want it to be something that I won't regret in the long run. So research is very important, and so I was looking through some videos, some YouTube channels talking about luxury items. One of the channels that I actually follow is this lady who's based in London.
and her name is called Sophie Shohet. She presents a very practical viewpoint when it comes to luxury brand items. We often have this assumption, or rather this perception, that luxury brands are really for superficial people, people who are very, very rich. But what's her angling, or what's her perception is that if you're going to purchase a luxury brand item, it is always often good to see whether it can be considered as like an investment piece or not. And I thought that was a very, very realistic way of looking at a luxury brand, because there are people who actually purchase these items and see it as a form of investment, because these items, like the Chanel double flat classic, that one is really an investment piece, because the prices usually either stay for a few years or they go up. Okay, so that is really an investment piece. And because of all the things that she say, I thought, yeah, it's actually a pretty decent purchase, and if I can get some kind of value out of it, why not? One of the videos that she actually did was really about these bags that are worth it and they don't really break the bank. So this Alma BB bag was actually one of the bags that she mentioned and got me interested to taking a look at it. And yeah, it's really a worth it purchase after reading through some of the materials and looking through some of the reviews of the Alma BB bag. So first things first is to do research, right? Another thing to take note is that some of you may also be wondering, why Louis Vuitton bag, right? I could actually get like a Chanel double flat, like just now what I mentioned, since it's such a worth it investment, as well as maybe or perhaps the Lady Dior bag, right? So these are really the bags that I would say are very good investment pieces, because they are classic and they have been around for a long time. But at the same time, even though I wanted to get something that is like an investment, I also wanted to make sure that the bag that I purchased is something that I can manage, something that I can take care of, because it's my first bag. I don't want it to be the case where I'm consistently and constantly worrying about the maintenance of like a $6,000, $8,000 bag. I wanted it to be a bag that is manageable for my first bag. For this Louis Vuitton bag, the Alma BB, from what I read, it seems to be one of the more manageable bags to take care of. And it is not the kind of bag that is like you're gonna end up spending and then feel like you need to eat grass for an entire year. Like I mentioned previously, this idea of investment is very important to me. What if next time in future I need money? Or what if in future I suddenly have like a change in taste and I regret buying this bag? At least when I sell it, I can get some kind of money or value out of it. So that is also the second consideration that I considered before I purchased this bag, the resale value. So hence a classic piece rather than like a trend item. Because if you buy a trend item, there is a high possibility that it may go out of trend and nobody really wants it. And if you want to sell it, you probably don't get a lot of demand for it. So that is also something to consider. I would say the last thing that I actually thought about is really about the aging of the bag, or how the bag looks like. So there are certain bags, or actually it doesn't have to be luxury, there are bags out there that when you first bought it, it looks wonderful, it looks pretty. Then after a while, it starts to go out of shape very easily. The material starts to get a little bit poorer, quality is poor, it is not well maintained, the color starts to fade. So all of these things could happen to any bags for that matter. And that is also one of the reasons why I chose this bag, because it is actually well known for aging well. So what do I mean by that? So when I first read about this bag, or knew about this bag, a lot of people say that the material is stiff, right? So the material is, when you use it, it is quite stiff, it is very structured, but as you wear it, the longer you use it, the better it looks. So a few years down the road, when you take a look at this bag, it still keeps its structure, it still looks like as if it's relatively new. And if you take really good care of it, it can even look brand new or in mint condition. So because of that, I thought, since it ages well as well, based on the reviews and research I have done, this would be a very wise and worthy investment as my first luxury brand purchase. So bag purchase. So that is also the reason why I chose this bag. Alright, thank you so much for watching my vlog style like video as well as letting me share my experience of shopping for my first luxury brand bag purchase. I do hope that some of you have actually found it meaningful perhaps or useful in some sense, especially if you are considering making your first purchase of luxury brand bag. If you have a similar experience or if you have other recommendations of really great luxury brand bags that are worth it as well as not too expensive, do feel free to share them in the comment section down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! In case you're wondering about the thumbnail is really a little running joke, inside joke between my husband and I. So we were saying like, you buy the Louis Vuitton bag, right? And you carry it around like so fancy like that. Then after that, we went to do some grocery shopping and we bought toilet paper. So yes, it was very, very ironic because you have like the high-end good and then you have like toilet paper. So we were like, okay, why not we take a thumbnail why not we take a picture and put it as our thumbnail? So maybe that's something interesting, that kind of stuff.